Hey y'all, I'm gonna put my Amazon link to my little shopping list or whatever if you want to buy something for my housewarming. This is just because people ask me to do it. It's completely optional. You do not have to do anything. The best way to support me is just to watch the video and watch the commercials. You know, that's how I make money. But if you want to buy something off the list, or you could put something on it, you know what I'm saying? You want to buy it? I'm going to put the list in the description box. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you in advance for people who have asked to warm my house. I appreciate y'all. You guys are amazing, like really amazing. I'm so appreciative for you. You don't even know. Okay, me and the baby wearing these outfits and these stuff y'all got me. I mean, listen, I'm forever blessed and grateful for you guys. So y'all have a good one. Peace.
What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Let's talk about it. It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it.
What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is Insecure Season 5, Episode 3. All right, y'all. I had to pull out the Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? I went to homecoming last week, so I had to pull out the Beyonce. You know what I mean? And really, I just was too tired to, take it off when I got home, so I just ended up wearing it to work today. So, here we are. The kids are shocked, but, they think it's cute. So, I thought this episode was good. I thought this episode was interesting. It's a lot to talk about with this episode. I feel like it hit real close to home. But I don't want to waste any time, so let's go ahead and get into it. We're back with Lawrence and Issa. So we're back with Lawrence and Issa right as they break up, or right, she breaks up with him and she walks away, and we're left with Lawrence going back to his apartment, which is filled with boxes because he's moving to San Francisco. So then we see in San Francisco 2021. So a lot of time has passed by, basically almost a year, or about 9 months, right to a year. And we see that he's walking into his nice job. It's a fund. Basically, they're fund startups and, tech startups and so forth and so on. So this guy's giving them a pitch about smart clothes. Talking about if your home could be smart, your clothes should be smart too, which I thought was hilarious. Okay, and Lawrence takes an interest in it, and the guy says, okay, well, fine, you got the account. Okay, cool. He's feeling good about his career finally, for a change, right, in life. And then we see him at dinner. He's on a date with this beautiful girl. And, they having a little bland conversation, kind of like just to get to know you, small talk type of conversation. And then he gets a text and he's like, oh, snap, my baby being born. I think my baby being born. She like, oh, imagine that. That's crazy. And he like, no, I got to go. Like, no, girl, my baby really being born. So he gets up. He flies to LA and he goes into the hospital room, and we see that Condola is there with her mama, who is played by Lila Rashawn. We love to see it. And we see her sister, I think her name was Kyra or something like that. She was played by Kiki. Why we want to say Kiki Wyatt, child, not Kiki Shepard. Kiki Shepard. It's Kiki. Y'all know who I'm talking about, Kiki. Okay, so now they done named the baby Elijah Mustafa. I said not Mustafa Jesus. That's a strong choice. Okay, that's a strong choice. So the first issue I have is that Condola did not text him and say, hey, I'm going into labor. Or somebody didn't text him and say, I'm going into labor, right? Nobody texted him, but it doesn't seem... But I guess they're trying to set up for us that they have not had much communication at all during her pregnancy. If y'all remember now, let's go back, okay? In season 4, she told him, I got this. You can be involved as little or as much as you want to be involved. So she set the tone for this. He said, keep me posted, and I guess she did whenever she had the baby. So lesson 1, ladies. Stop saying shit you don't mean, okay? She knew damn well when she got pregnant that she wanted that boy to be a part of her son's life or her daughter's life or whatever. But you sit up here and told this man you got it and he can be involved as little as much, girl. And now you mad because he took you up on your bluff, okay? He called your bluff. And now you're mad, girl. So, first of all, stop saying things you don't mean, ladies. Okay, I can have sympathy for Condola because obviously I have a newborn and I know how much work it takes to take care of a newborn baby. But at the same time, you can't tell people to go, and then when they go, you get mad. Okay. Let's also remember in season 4, Lawrence wanted to get serious with her. She told him she was only looking at him as somebody to have a little fun with. Okay. And I truly believe that if their relationship had turned out a little differently, or she actually liked him and wasn't just playing around with him, that the news that they would have had a baby, they could have been together and had a family. Okay, but she, she didn't want to get married again. She didn't want no kids. She was just seeing him as somebody to play with. So he started looking at her differently. He looks at her a different way now. So, now we ain't gonna give, we ain't gonna let Lawrence off the hook, because Lawrence got some issues too, and let's get further into it. But first lesson, ladies, stop saying what you don't mean. If you know you need help, say you need help. Don't be trying to be hard and be a strong black woman, because that strong black woman shit just had you tired and woe out. Okay. Another thing I didn't like is they named the baby without him. Regardless of if you like him, if he participated, if he consistent, if he's whatever, that's that boy daddy. And you gotta think of another person. Like, parenthood, co-parenting is a team sport. Like, you really got to put your feelings to the side. And it's hard for a lot of people to do that, because you feel like, well, he wasn't here for the whole pregnancy, so I don't have to do. And no, you don't have to give him his last name. And no, you don't have to. But for the benefit of the child, it's not going to benefit the child for y'all to be beefed out and for you to be non-inclusive of the father. Like, it's not going to benefit the child at the end. So although I understood where kind of was coming from, because baby, you be tired and you like, I've been doing all of this, you ain't doing nothing but picking him up for a few hours this day, that day, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you got to put your feelings to the side and do what's best for the child. It's best for the child to have a relationship with their father, especially if the father is very willing and open and stable for the most part to have a relationship with them. That friend name, y'all, can't remember the friend name, but he complaining to old boy about the naming the baby and all the stuff that he going through with Condola and everything. And he feels blessed by the whole situation, but he's found out through text messages that he had a baby. She didn't even call him and tell him anything. And this is not his plan. And he's like, nothing happens like this in a plan. Life is not playing. You can't plan your life. And so he said he don't care what she say. He comes to the next damn appointment. He told her that. And so then we see them at the appointment at the doctor's office. And, the baby, they having typical questions about the baby losing weight. I did as well. They said that that's normal for the baby to lose a little weight the first week, and then they get their weight back up or whatever. She's having a little problem with milk. And, he seems concerned, but she doesn't want to tell him anything. She's having a little problem with lactation. She's working with a lactation specialist, but she don't want to tell him anything. So I feel like the main thing they needed to do this whole episode was just have a conversation with each other. Nothing was established about who does what co-parenting duties, what you're responsible for. So, when he says, I want to see my son, it's not defined, because they don't know what co-parenting is. You need to tell the man you need a break. I could trust you. You could build the trust by coming to see the baby, taking the baby duties while I take a nap or while I go do the X, Y, and Z, watching the baby, spending time with the baby, connecting with the baby, so that, I can trust you and leave you alone with the baby. But they have to have a conversation for that. And both of them are so resentful of each other that they can't sit down and have a decent conversation until the end of the episode. Okay. So, the doctor was hilarious, and he was talking about ugly baby child. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I had to pray about my baby, because, I don't talk about people baby on the internet, but how y'all.
No, you see you. Okay.
You see the baby, and you'll be like, ooh. And I was like, Lord, please don't, Lord, don't do me. Okay, God, come on now. Come on, God, do it for me. I know you can. I know you gonna put it together. Child, because I don't want to be having an ugly baby child. So that was hilarious. So he tries to talk to her about the baptism, and they planning and when they're gonna have it or whatever, because his mama keep asking him about it. And she tells him that she already planned the baptism. She clearly don't go to church, because she's talking about, this is church I just go to when my parents come to town. So we gonna have it there. It's gonna be this day. He like, well, damn, you planned the whole baptism. You didn't tell me nothing about it. And she was like, yeah, that I got everything under control. And he was like, well, is this how it's gonna be? Like, you never gonna tell me nothing? And she was like, what you mean? Like, playing it like I always do, like I've been doing? So, she resentful towards him, because like I said, he wasn't around for her pregnancy. But at the same time, kind of, he wasn't your man before you got pregnant. He wasn't your man when you got pregnant. And he wasn't your man after you got pregnant. So he don't have no responsibility for you. He has a responsibility towards his child. Now, I am gonna double talk, and I'm going to say one parent should not be able to determine your level of commitment to your child. So I don't care if Condola told you Don't come back here. You don't want to be involved. Don't be involved. If you know you want to be a part of your child's life, I would have made it my business to be involved. Now, that's where Lawrence went left to me. Okay, you have to, but Lawrence is not an alpha male, take control type of guy. So, this is to be expected from him. This is how he act. This is how he do. He don't. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that he's going to do. It's not his personality type. But like I said, if you tell him to fall back, he going to fall back. That's the type of guy he is. He's not I want my be in my son's life. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to check on you. I'm going to do I'm not because I care about you, because I care about my son or whatever. And I think that Condola might have thought that her telling him that he was pregnant was going to maybe he was going to come around, but he did not do that. So he, like I said, he called her bluff, and she's resentful towards him. So now she like, how I've been doing, how I've been always doing. The fact of the matter is, I'm sorry, y'all. I know that people get upset when they be like, he don't want to be a father, then, he not consistent, da-da-da. If the man is trying to be a father, allow him to be a father. I'm thinking about when my father wasn't around, and my mama tried to allow him to be a father, whenever he could or would or wanted to, even though it's sometimey. Now, I'm not saying for people who dip in and dip out all the time. I'm talking about for somebody like Lawrence, who is trying to be in his son's life for real, and she just keep like pushing him to the outside or whatever. I understand why she's untrusting of him, but at the same time, that's the boy daddy. That baby is as much his child as it is her child. I feel that way about me and my baby's father. Our son is as much his as he is mine. So I cannot lord over him like my child, my child. You notice Condola kept saying, my son, give me my child, the whole time that they were there or whatever. But it's not just her child. And that's where she was going wrong. Like, girl, that's that boy son. I saw a lot of comments, and I've been on a lot of different boards and stuff, and people was like, oh, well, he shouldn't have been asking to hold a baby, and I think it's unrealistic. I think it's unrealistic to expect somebody not to want to hold a child and touch their child, or you to tell them you can't hold a baby, but I want you to come in here, and do this, and that, but you can't hold a baby. Like, come on, y'all. Like, it's ridiculous. Yes, he needed to do more than just hold the baby, but she wouldn't even allow him to touch the baby like that. It's crazy. He tells her that he wants to come down every week, and she tells him, okay, she's okay with that. They can work it out, because first she's like, well, you going to do that? I mean, that's a lot. She keeps saying they're going to work it out. They're going to talk about it. Like, she's kind of avoiding conversations and avoiding things because she don't really want to talk about it. So now we see Lawrence is unpacking at his house, and then we see them at the baptism. Okay, so they're, they going to babies. They keep saying the baby name over and over again, y'all, because the name is a mess, okay? But we see his uncle give him $5, which was also hilarious to me, because you know how your parents do. They do it just like that, too. They hit you in your hand, bye, and they hit you with a high five and think they did something. He talks to his mom and dad, which was also hilarious when they was like, I guess the baby head might be saved, you know what I'm saying? But he need a whole dip. You need to go get him. He need a whole dip. We see that the sister of Condola is taking shots at Lawrence. He said, oh, he could take a nap. And she was like, oh, I guess it's so hard, huh? Like you be living your best life, and my sister out here working herself to the bone, taking care of this baby. All right, I liked Kiki's character. I mean, I feel like obviously she had no nuance to her character because she's a ride or die for her sister, of course, and she don't know the whole story. She only got half the story. So you know what I'm saying? Like, of course you're gonna ride for your family. Like, so I expected her to be extra ignorant, even though she was kind of annoying. You know what I mean? So Lawrence starts to talk to her about the holidays and how can he take the baby for a week? He can give her a week off because his parents want to see him and all that stuff, And she's like, a whole week. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was with Condola on that one. I mean, you're not finna take my baby for a whole week. Not my first baby, my brand new baby. Like, no, wherever he go for a week, baby, I'm gonna be there too. Okay, I'm not sending my child nowhere for a week. No, I'm not doing that. Not no brand new 6 months. At this point, they was like 6 months old or something like that, baby. Well, he's at work again. He's working again a late night, and he gets the text or the thing about his flight to LAX. He's got to board his flight. And so he's so tired, he's beat. And so he tells Condola that he's not going to make it. And Condola's sister is there. And obviously she doesn't want to tell her what's going on because she already don't like him. And her sister was like, girl, listen, it could have been me, girl, because I'd have busted the windows out his car. Okay, girl, I don't play them type of games. Like, no, girl, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. Okay. See that Lawrence has finally moved into his apartment, and he got a little nursery set up for the baby, which I thought was really cute. And also telling that you didn't even set up a nursery for the baby before the baby was born. So he's kind of like this whole episode to me was his evolution into being a more present and active father for him. It wasn't so much about Condola. Although we want Condola to be nicer and be more accommodating, the show is not about Condola. The show is about Lawrence and Issa. These are the two main characters of this show. So, Lawrence is going to get a shot. I saw a lot of people complaining about Lawrence getting the show, but he is a main character of this show. Whether you love him or hate him, he is a main character of this show, deserving of a whole episode, because we wanted to see that baby. We wanted to get the explanation for that story. Whether you love Lawrence or hate him, you can't sit up here and act like you ain't want to know what happened with this story. So most definitely, he deserved this whole episode, and I appreciated seeing this episode and getting some explanation. So the episode is about his evolution into becoming a more present father for me. Okay, so sister and expresses about how Lawrence can just pop in and out when he feels like it, and pick him up for a few hours, hug on him, and go on about his business, and he father of the year, and you got to be here working. But like I said, Condola manifested that for herself because you told him he could be involved as little as he wanted to be. So as a response, he's not as present as he probably could be, because you try to act like you got it all together when you don't have it all together. You won't even let the man hold a baby. You won't let him take him overnight. You are the author of your own stress. Okay, because you won't let a man be with the baby so that you can get a break. And then you complaining about not getting a break. Girl, you can't have it both ways. But like I said, a conversation could have been had like two mature adults, and they could have just talked about what they respect out of each other as co-parenting duties and what, each person is going to do. And outline it very clearly. They're not together. It should be easy for you to do, So she texts him about the birthday party of Simone. This is Tiffany and Derek's baby. The baby's making 1 year old, which I thought was weird because their baby was 6 or 7 months old and her baby was only 1 year old. But the baby was born before Condola was pregnant last season, but whatever. So they go into the birthday party and she wants to go together. Now, this rang a little bit weird for me. It seemed like maybe Condola was trying to, put up appearances or whatever, because why y'all had to go together? Y'all didn't have to go together. Y'all could have just went. You know what I mean? But I thought it was weird that she wanted to go together. I don't know. I don't want to say she was trying to rub Issa face in it. Maybe she thought Issa was going to be there. But, that thought did run across my mind. More for me was you trying to put on airs that y'all, great co-parents or what parents are not together. But you know what I mean? Like you trying to give people a false ideal of what's going on. So he says, yeah, they go there, and he has this awkward interaction with Kelly. He kind of sideways asks about Issa, and Kelly was like, girl, my people are thriving, okay? They are thriving in abundance. They're living, okay? Press down, shake together, running over, okay? They're doing great. And then she does a little toast about, and y'all, when she called them baby tiny demons, I laughed. Because y'all side when he get mad or he get sick of me, he be like, he start doing that when he cry, and he can't cry no more. He'll start growling, and it's hilarious to me. So when she said little demons, child, I screamed. That was funny to me. I don't know about y'all. And Kelly has quit drinking. So I wonder what that's all about. I hope we find out about that, or later on in the season. So they do a little toast. Her cousin Tyrell was smoking. Also very funny. And then we see the Lawrence and Condola get into a little tiff because I think the grandmother gave him something, gave him some solid food. And she was like, I'm not giving him solid foods. And the doctor said, well, we can do it after 4 months. And, I don't want to give him solid foods. I haven't decided to do that. And so she's like, give me the baby. And so he's like, chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like it happened or whatever. And like they get into a damn argument, and Derek pulls Lawrence to the side and tell him, hey, look, you need to chill out. Like y'all adding more stress to your situation. Now, on this one, I do have to side with Condola because you don't know what the baby was allergic to. If the baby would have had an allergic reaction to something, it would have been a bad situation. At first I was like, she do need to chill, girl, chill. But then I was like, well, if the baby was allergic to something or whatever, like, you don't know. You know what I mean? So, like, don't do stuff like that. But once again, a conversation would have stopped all of this, a conversation. So Lawrence tells Derek that she's petty and he's tired of her trying to control all the situation, and Condola does try to control everything. She does. Okay? She does. She bit off more than she could chew, and she does try to control everything, and she shouldn't try to do that. And Derek is like, listen, the baby can feel that energy between y'all. Me and Tiffany, we have our issues, but we had to figure out how to work together as a team to do what's best for the child. It's not about you. Don't add stress to your situation. And he's like, bro, y'all are married. Like, it's a whole different situation. Like, it's different. We don't live in the same city. We are not married. We not even together, And he was like, you know, Derek is trying to equate their situation. It's not really the same, but I felt what Derek was trying to say. Don't add stress to an already stressful situation. And so then we get a split screen and we see Lawrence is at work, working. He's partying, popping bottles. He's, he's screwing. He doing everything, baby. He living his best life. And we see that Condola is, baby, where I was a few months ago, laid up on the couch, just stuff everywhere all over the house, baby crying up in the middle of the night, going to sleep, waking up, new mother things, all right? She bit off more than she can chew, right? She's not expressing to this man that she needs help from him. She needs him to come down and watch the baby while she could sleep. X, Y, and Z. They're both new parents. I don't know if Lawrence knows that this is the things that you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Things of this nature. So they're both having it rough. Oh, I mean, no, they ain't both having it rough. She having it rough, and he's kind of like, he got free time. He's living his best life. So he goes into the nursery. He lights up the nursery. He's kind of longing and missing for his child, right? So he comes over to the house. He's going to get Jai. This time he's going to spend the night because he texts her and asks can he spend the night. And so she says yes. So he goes to get him, and she wants to take him. He's really fussy, and so he takes him or whatever, and then she wants to take him back, and they kind of like arguing about that. Well, I can calm him down, give him to me. And he's like, yo, why won't you give me my son? Like, what's wrong with you? And so they go to arguing. Baby crying, they're arguing. He says, she says he gets to come down for a few hours, swoop him up. He's dad of the year, and she's here with him all night. And he was like, you won't even give me a chance to be a father. You won't even. She said she gave him a chance after she told him. I don't understand what she gave him a chance after she told him mean, because you told him that he could stay away, he could not be involved. So I guess she was thinking that if he wanted to be involved, like I said, he would take more of an initiative to be in a part of the pregnancy, or, at least check in on the pregnancy, which she says, never check in. You don't check in on to see how he doing. You don't check in on him at all, which Lawrence got to take that criticism. Nigga, you live in San Francisco, but you don't even call to check on your son. You don't call to see him on the FaceTime. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Come on, baby. Do better than this. And so he tells her that she blew his life up. He didn't want the baby. He didn't want this. She blew his life up. And she did. You could have got a sperm donor, mama, if you wanted to just have a baby. You didn't have to, try to talk this man or, basically trap this man into having a child with you. He didn't have no input. You had your mind made up, which is your right. I'm sure she's a woman of a certain age. She didn't want to have abortion, and that's fine. But he had no input on that whatsoever. And then you don't give him any input on anything else. You don't communicate with him about anything because you're mad that he didn't come around to do what you wanted him to do during the pregnancy when you told him to leave. You told him that he didn't have to do nothing. So I don't know. So like they both need to talk. They both wrong. Both of them are wrong, child. So she tells him she don't trust him, and this is what starts the argument. Then when she says she doesn't trust him and all of that stuff, that's why she's afraid, because she tells him she doesn't want Jai to spend the night at his house, and that's when they start arguing back and forth, and she won't give him to her. She won't give him to Lawrence, and Lawrence is like, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to get my son. You best believe that. You know what I mean? So now we stepping into the courts, right? And she's like, get the F out of my house. So he leaves the house. He's very upset. Very upset. And he gets on the plane to go home, and there's like some really bad turbulence. And, I guess the turbulence kind of made him think, not near death, but, kind of made him think, damn, something could happen. I could be gone tomorrow. Like, I have a child and I need to do something to make this work, because the fact of the matter is y'all will be around each other until until he's at least 18, probably for the rest of your life, because that's how kids go. It's not just 18 years, it's their whole life. So you're going to be around this person forever. So you're going to have to learn how to make this work. So you're going to have to suck up and swallow your pride and call her and figure out how y'all going to make this work, how to compartmentalize, do what you need to do for the child and push, right? And so he calls her when he gets home, and he says that this is not working, and so what they gonna do to make it work. So we'll see, if they gonna iron out these, responsibilities they have for each other, for taking care of the child, and how they gonna move forth in the future, child. But I thought it was a good episode. Like I said, there's a lot of comparisons to my life, my co-parenting situation is a lot better than that, though. It's a whole lot better. Okay, than that. It's a whole lot better. But yeah. So I want to hear what your thoughts are about this episode. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. A little house update. I got a refrigerator. I just bought a washer and dryer. So now I got all my appliances and they done ran my credit up into the sky, honey. So we gonna see how these finances roll for the next few months. Then I'm finna get me a new car. I don't know what I'm getting, but I'm getting an SUV and I'm excited about it. And I ain't trading in my car. I'm keeping my car because it's paid for and it's old and I ain't gonna get no money on the trade-in. So I'm gonna go buy me a new car in a few months after I see how these, finances are gonna roll for the next few months. Let's see. Let's test these bills out, okay? So thank you for your prayers once again. I'm still moving in the apartment and I went to homecoming last weekend. So I absolutely did not unpack anything else when I got home last night. So I'm still unpacking and I bought some paint and we gonna go on this painting house journey together and I'm painting my cabinets and I'm excited about it. So yeah, I want to hear what you thought about this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because if you've been here 2 or 3 times, baby, you might as well just go and subscribe, okay? So I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace.